What's going on, guys? Hoping some platforms are live right now. Yeah, first work productivity stream. Looking forward to getting some productive shit done. Let's just tune in some of the stream details here, and then on top of that, I'm going to get started with my new alert maker tool. Excited to get this thing rocking. Already started, pretty decent ways in, so yeah. Okay, so I think YouTube we're live. I think on Twitch we're live. Got all the tags set up, switched over. And Kick as well. Yeah, okay, that's right. We'll confirm on Rumble here. That looks like Rumble's good too. All right, so all the main desktop platforms. We're not doing mobile today. We're just doing straight up desktop. I did want to kind of quickly kick it off. Maybe taking a look at creating a new playlist for Windows Media Player, because I do have a bunch of music that I've put together. Maybe I'll just... I don't want you guys seeing all my directories and everything. And that's private, you know? So let's throw that onto the screen. Let's take a look at where stream music library. Okay. But that might take a minute to shift over here. Is that true though? Is this all actually no copyright? I'm gonna assume it is, actually. And I'm going to maybe I'll do a copy. New folder. No copyright synth wave. That's all white bad audio, I think. Okay, next song. No, we're at the end of the playlist. That's why it's not kicking off here. Yeah, trying to take it chill today in terms of like giving you guys all the attention, right? Today we're just doing work, hanging out. If you guys want to chat, send a chat message. If not, if you're just hanging out for the music or for the ambient coding, hands-on keys sounds, then that's cool too. But yeah, we're just normally when we're streaming, we're always trying to keep you guys engaged. And today is going to be a little bit different from that. It's going to be a shift away from that and just getting some productive stuff behind the scenes done. So, gosh, it's going to be here. Just browsing my directory now. Sources, music. Yeah, there's a ton here, and I'm just gonna pop it in to yeah, copy. That way, if we're ever doing a stream where we're like, oh, we need to, you know, take it easy with the music and make sure it's copyright free, we can do that. This is like an assorted copyright. Okay. Now I just got to create the playlist for Windows Media Player. Yes, I'm using Windows Media Player. I know it's old and archaic, but it's what we're using because we're just used to it. I don't know. There hasn't been a player to me that's jumped out as total replacement for offline non-streaming. I don't want to depend on Spotify. What's going on the Discord? Our announcements live. For those of you on the Discord side of things, my eyes are half closed in the screenshot there. Check it out. Okay. Can I create a new playlist, or I have to? Let's go. Oh, can I undo that? No. I don't want to save the changes. Okay, we got our... No, but it saved them. Oh my gosh, what the hell's going on? That's not good. Okay, there we go. So it's not saved. Okay, so we can create a new playlist, I think. Untitled playlist. How to create a new playlist? Playlists. Oh, create playlist. Okay. Stream. Stream, no copyrights. This is like a guarantee, as far as I'm concerned. Add to Windows Media Player playlist. Cool. Why does sometimes show two? Are these they're different songs? Whatever. We'll just rock it. Okay. Windows Media Player playlist. Those ones came in decently nice. 17.2 hours. Thank you, White Bad Audio. And the smaller non-copyright creators. Save list. Cool. I think we're good. And we'll just rock that. So now we have our latest non-copyright playlist set up for the stream. We do need to add some more synthwave tracks, though. I've been coming across a lot of them while just, streaming in my spare time. Okay, that's cool. It's cool. Forget about this. Forget about this. And then let's open up Visual Studio. Okay. I don't think we have anything to hide. I mean, we'll close the sidebar just in case. No, should be fine. Want to make sure nothing's going haywire. Why's my Twitch stream always say unstable and all that crap? Bit rate weird on it. How's the Pop out the Rumble chat. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. Took us long enough to get online and all that stuff, but got a sweet little prep thumbnail for these productivity streams. Swap it out with whatever we want. I love that. You guys want to see, just in case you're not on a platform where that's like a thing? Where is it? Do I have it? This is our thumbnail today. I like that. Pretty dope, huh? Not bad, not bad. Okay. So, the big reveal, what we're building is an alert maker, similar to what Streamlabs OBS has kind of constructed, but offline, just on your own personal machine to run to generate an alert for use within Streamer.Bot. And basically, I've come up with this because I noticed one day that my Streamer.Bot chat messages went through my triggers for like a follow or a subscription kicked off, and the Streamlabs alert was really slow. So I was like, okay, well maybe I can create something offline that's, you know, gives you all that same customization, but, you know, can be run locally. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. And you can do it with OBS sources and just like make a bunch of them visible and then hide them. But that's kind of convoluted, and you can't get the cool text effects that you can with the Streamlabs one. So I'm building this thing. Looks pretty sweet, huh? You can just choose a file here. Not these suckers. Not these suckers. Let's choose, for example, my new subtly changed alert. Preview this. See, instead of a pink heart, let's change the alert duration. Instead of the pink heart, it's a purple heart for a Twitch follow. Right? So we'll do different follows for or different alerts for different platforms. That's also another flexibility piece and a pro to potentially using something like this. But we'll see how it turns out. There's a lot to work on, right? Right now, I'm just kind of making sure all the elements are there, and then I'm trying to get it all working now. And the preview working is one thing with all the inputs there, but then there's also the generation piece, which is right here. So we're gonna have to generate some sort of a HTML file that's usable via WebSockets in Streamer.Bot. But yeah, time to get to work. And then this is the other dev project that's underway. You know, I haven't touched it in a couple months now, but we're at our next stages, right? But I got sidetracked with this alert maker thing, right? I wanted to revamp my alerts. I started working on some custom alerts on the side, and so here we are. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a switch because I got to switch between Visual Studio, where the code is, as well as the some AI responses for the help, and then the alert box. So right now, I think what was next that I was doing is I was going through. I didn't notice this box here. Oh, it's because I'm on a different browser? Hold on, let me try this in a different browser. This is kind of strange. Yeah, okay, there's no border. See, in Firefox, there's like no border around the color picker, right? So let me take a look and see how that behaves on Brave, because we're using Brave because Braves are streaming one. Copied. Got this nice little thing that we just put together. But maybe I'll focus on that later. I think this is mostly correct. Right now, what I want to jump into doing is let's make sure all these font settings are, and I have to add more naturally, right? And font weight isn't doing anything right now. But if I do font size or font and font size, that adjusts. So that's good. Along with, you know, these values changing, right? But I need to apply that same for user message settings. And it's a little convoluted in the code right now, but we'll get these two sections working. Perhaps outside of font weight. I don't know what to do for font weight. That's the thing. I can do something with the Tailwind classes, but then I'm also just trying to, like, because we're using Tailwind, CSS, Font Awesome, some Google fonts to include off the bat. I mainly want to isolate the fonts that are available on your machine and display those, because it's kind of what this is for. It's for people that like to work offline, right? Otherwise, you'd be using the Streamlabs out-of-the-box solution. But this also helps people decouple themselves from Streamlabs. Because I know I came from Streamlabs and then moved to OBS, and now I kind of want to, like, eliminate Streamlabs. Like, I don't use the CloudBot anymore. I'm using Streamer.Bot, and so with that, I don't need the Streamlabs alerts. I should be able to have another solution, and this is my fix for that. Let me know if the audio is good or not, guys. Okay. What do I want to do here? Let's take a look. I'll need to structure this later. It's really frazzled and jumbled up. Comments are important. I'm gonna remove this copy button tooltip functionality. This is just isolated. Leave this for now. Background color hex. Text color hex. Can't this actually be the same element? BG color hex. I feel like actually cleaning this up a little bit. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm noticing that there's this code here, and I'm wondering if it needs to be, if it can't be replaced with what these are, but you're just referencing the different elements, the input here for the color, and then the text value for the hex that's displayed. So I'm going to do this, and hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. And then I can create another commented block. This should have already refreshed. So I go here and I change it to red. No, that didn't save it though. That didn't persist it. Like, okay, so we've got the change on the... so Similar to this, we've got the change. Oh. Ooh, I'm also not used to using this inspection tool. So that's going to take a second. Console elements. I want to dock below. There we go. That's all I want. Yeah, I'm kind of used to that. Let's rock that. Doesn't look like anything in the console is breaking, so that's fine. What we're gonna do is we're going to look at the code again, see what's happening here. Add event listener input. Your canvas back. Okay, so hold on. This is a duplicate though, right? Like we don't actually need to do it this way. So background color, add event listener input. Update the hex value here, and then we can also set the preview. So if we get the preview canvas, yeah. And if we even wanted to, if we're not going to do much outside of that, we're actually not going to adjust the preview canvas at all. Not that I'm saying that this is the cleanest or anything, but we can go here. We can do that dot index notation. Although we are using that BG color value. So we should, in this context, reference it like this. Fix that syntax error. So now we don't have any dependent on these variables. But who knows, maybe we'll add them back in later, right? Or specify them later for simplicity and readability's sake. But if we're not reusing them, and we're always just listening on an input change and taking some action there, I think these are the only references that are required, and it cleans up the code just a little bit. So let's save that. Take a look. Let's go. This page just refreshed. Boom. Just like that. Don't you love that feeling when you just see it function? We've got our, let's try our kick and rumble sonic alert preview. Boom. Green. There we go. And this alert duration and some of these value things get, I've noticed on Firefox, they're persisting, they're like caching. I kind of want it so that like every time the page refreshes, they're completely fresh. But I mean, we'll see how that all plays out. But so okay, so that's an update that cleaned up the code a little bit. So we're doing some kind of housekeeping here. I'm gonna just say that this is the color picker plus hex label preview. What's the best way to describe this code and section? Color picker functionality. Copy button tooltip. Copy button / tooltip. Yeah, we can drop functionality. Color pickers. So, and then we know exactly kind of what's happening in there, that broad context. So now we know the copy. So if we're looking at the page, so that kind of actually incorporates both of these elements here. So the copy button, boom, and the color picker along with the label, along with the color picker's impact. I think, actually not really. Okay, so this has got this. can I copy the, can I specify? Oh, I can specify the hex. Okay, great. So if I go here and I change it to this, and I go copy, and I change it to something else, and then I go back to this and I go to switch it up. What the? Come on. I promise you it's working in... Well, that's weird. Because if I go... There's no text field here. If I just go here, the copying is working, right? So... Well, I don't know. It's the color picker, I think. Because that's... You know what I mean? Does this not allow copy paste? Or is it just expecting like if I go here and I go boom, is it expecting the hashtag be gone? Alright, well that's another defect for another time. I don't know. That's weird. Because this is working as you'd expect, but I mean, I guess you're probably not gonna run into that issue anyways if you're the way you use this. Actually, when we change it to this and we refresh, okay, it resets to 0. That's good. Or black, I should say. Okay. Short water break. Okay. Copy button tooltip. Color pickers. Yeah, outside of the actual logic that pulls the text color pickers on the preview. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Slider labels. So yeah, that's left over from jumbled up in multiple iterations of AI ChatGPT code. Let's go basic settings. Basic settings. Actually, I want to do two lines to separate. What's the order here? Gosh, I want to put this off to the side just for a second, just so I can quickly outline the order. Basic settings. So it goes layout, image, message, template, alert, duration, text, delay. Okay, and then let me also create the other categories, so to speak. Do we need to? Section 1. I don't know how this is going to play out in terms of legitimately organizing the code to align with the UI. It might not make any sense, but we'll see. Because section 2 is like the preview. which is background color, which we've already covered. Show user message, sound, enabled. And then like a preview alert button. Sound settings. Sound file, and then volume. We haven't touched section 4 yet. Animations, animation settings. Alert, animation in, animation out, text, animation. Okay, like I said, I don't know if we're actually going to end up using all this work here, but it's helping me go through the thought process, I think. And, that way I can isolate things, if that makes sense. Font settings. What's this? Font size, font weight, text color, text highlight color. We're repeating this section basically for user message settings, and that's section 6, the last section. To date, that is font size, font weight, text color, and there's no text highlight color because it's just their messages. So we save that. So we've kind of got everything that we need to develop here. And this is some broader. That's the thing with coding, right? It's like you don't have the way it's executed in terms of the backend. You try and apply bits to multiple elements, so it's not like you're working on one element at a time. So that's why this kind of doesn't work, but it helps me conceptualize what needs to be done next. And so like these are covered in their own context, but they overlap with, you know, obviously these text pickers, whatever, color pickers. Okay, so what's next in the code here? We're trying to grab some elements. So when I'm taking a look at this, guys, I am looking at layout image. Should I even bother separating it out like that? Oh, maybe. So if I do alert duration and text delay, I know that that belongs to this section. So I'm kind of specifying variables across each section. That does help kind of just be like, hey, what you doing? Or where, you know, is it defined yet? Then maybe I should ask myself if the naming is proper at that point. Font size. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? So now I can go here though, and I can just be like, user message font, right? And then I have to find the selector there. But then these two are kind of in alignment. Font weight, might as well define it. User message, font weight. I'm just gonna keep that consistent across the board. Go up here, I'll define it as well. But this will just be font weight. Now, as long as I set up those tags properly, I think everything is fine here. The only question I'm thinking about is like, do I want to... Maybe I do. Maybe I just want to say, hey, here's your text color. Steely, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. How's things? Yeah. Because right now I'm not really... I've made it so that in my code where everything that's happening with the preview, it's just getting it raw in the preview, I think. Right? Like, yeah, template, duration. So I don't need to grab it outside of that. I don't think. I guess I can get it anytime. Right? Or I'll get it on action. If that makes sense. But then why do I need to get it here? See that I'm doing good, been a little busy, but glad I got everything done now. Nice. That's good. Yeah. I mean, it's towards the end of the day, right? It's good, you gotta, you know, get your shit done and then you can relax. So, yeah. Busy. Yeah. You been jumping in any chess at all? So we got alert duration, text delay. So we're adding the event listener. No, this actually makes sense because all we're doing here is we're just, once again, we're doing like, it's slightly different to what we've done thus far with, for example, these values here. We didn't specify those elements, but we could, and then we could just make it a simple, you know, we've already gotten it. Do you want to do that? Maybe we're thinking too much about proper code and all this other stuff. It's fine as is. One of those situations where it's do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. I don't know. Right here we've got the preview section, so all we have, what we could do is we could just simply say, hey, we're gonna, you know, get the, you know, background color hex picker, and then we can then reference that in this sort of function if we move all these up top. We'll leave as is for now, I think. What we will do is do a double double line between these.
Go to the user message section though. What is this one? User message font selector? Okay, we'll get that right. And it's user message font size, right? Font size, user message font size, user message font label. What is the? I guess this should have one, right? Where's the selector on this one? Select. Yeah, we'll apply it to that one. It should be on there. So if font selector, font size, message. What's that one supposed to be? Steely a little bit when I had some free time. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I just find like any like quick minute in the day, jump onto Bullet, hit up a couple matches. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't. Last few days, not so well. Then I dropped from like 1120 to like 1060 on Bullet. This is a selector too, though. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick to a selector, so. But maybe I will. There's message font weight selector. Let's go back up here. And then we'll go to the other section. This will just be font weight selector. And let's make sure that that's added down below and makes sense. Font weight selector. Okay. I think those line up. This section will just be size variables. What's got you so busy, man? Work? Busy with work or school? How's the veterinary side of things? The schooling going? If you were doing another year, you should still be right in that, huh? Maybe wrapping up in the next couple months? If it's like a diploma or a degree? Initialize variable, basically. I mean, dude, some part of me just wants to like not fix this, but I guess update it. Like, I don't shit. I want to stay consistent, you know what I'm saying? So if I go here and I copy these, and what I'm saying is I expect that in the preview section there's the background color, so I can say const preview background color is bum, right? And then I copy that, and then I do this where I'm like preview canvas.
And then now I could reference these variables, right? So. Although that's, hold on. I am making a lot of changes on the fly without testing, but it's because I'm trying to read and really dissect the code. So it could be very good and very bad at the same time. Okay, hold on. I'm forgetting about this guy. Where I'm actually operating it on, right? That's where I'm running into questions. Boom. So what this is this is actually, what I'm doing here is this is the preview background color. And then this right here, and hex text. How do I want to name it? Preview background color, hex. Yeah, because it's like saying that's the code. And then the preview canvas. Maybe I'll sort it up like this. Silly, yeah, a little bit of school, quite a bit of paperwork, but for the most part it's done. Okay, paperwork like paperwork at work, like processing and stuff like that. Or like school papers and stuff. And I can't remember the last time I wrote a school paper. Yeah, that's you got to be into it, right? You got to be, I guess, as long as the subject matter is important to you, like captures your interest, then you're golden. But if it's kind of a dull subject or something that's not your main inspiration, oh man, that's tough. Preview canvas. And then actually the idea now is that we can hop over here and we can just be like, boom, boom, preview canvas, boom. I know it's not defined yet in this code because it's being run up here and defined down here, but we're going to shift that around. Boom, 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 boom. Did it have to be this way? No, but I'm just, rolling with the punches. I don't know. I just figure this is cleaner. Although you see code written like this a lot. This might be cleaner for actually working with AI. Shit, I didn't even think about that. That's one thing too to consider. Sometimes you want to clean up code on the in-between to make it easier to know what you have to tackle next. And sometimes it's just better to do it all at the end, because then somebody is looking at a complete solution and they know kind of what's working. And if you're using AI on the in the development process, I think that could be a whole subject of its own, actually, because AI uses like the crude examples. It doesn't necessarily at this point in time have the best memory or operates the most efficiently on a free plan. If you have variables defined elsewhere and the definition is a little bit more complex and it's out of scope when you're trying to generate some quick code for the next steps, it's gonna miss that if you don't just have it in this kind of raw format. Something to think about. My Stream Elements multi-chat isn't working. It's no good. I need to be keeping track of my YouTube chat too. Steely, technology and coding has come so far. Yeah, man, it's at a whole new height as of the last few years. It's crazy to think that it's already been a few years where AI has been jumping in and as a huge accelerator. Yeah, we'll make the change. That's fine. We'll commit. Text color, text highlight color. So we just basically copy this over. It's just for one though. There's also another one. It's kind of like. I gotta go and I gotta split this up. Text color hex. So we go this the preview section now. Let's complain about this text color hex, text color hex. highlight color hex. Okay, move that down. Color. Have you been watching The Last of Us, Steely? I'm not sure if you're a fan of that show, but I've been watching it and I can't wait until each subsequent episode. I'm just waiting. I'm looking forward to seeing where things go. It's been pretty rough season 2 thus far, but it's been, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty entertaining. Oh, did I throw this into the wrong one? I did. Fine. We'll clear up this sucker up here and then leave room for user message color. This is the one, user message color hex. Okay, that all looks proper. Now it's simply a matter of just going text color. Oops. Throw this one here. Oh. Hold on. Text color. My bad. Highlight color hex. Highlight color, text color hex. Highlight color hex. This is user message color. This will be user message color hex. I think that's right. And if we shift this all the way up to the tippity top of the JS, that is. Doing our variable definitions at the top. Initialize variables. Start. I like to do this too. Initialize variables. End. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. save it. See what we're doing. Empty? Celia, yes, I am fully updated on The Last of Us. Nice. Man, did you play the games? Were you aware of what happens? I was totally blindsided. Like I had a feeling, but it's crazy. Okay, so that's working just fine. Text color, let's go green. Yeah, highlight text color, let's go, yeah. Kind of pale yellow. No, okay, sorry, it's not updating when I don't have, let's go red for the YouTube, although that's gonna conflict. Alright, there we go. Slow duration, though. Okay, well, seems to work just fine. Now that we've done some code cleanup, yeah, that's code cleanup. That's solid. Gives us a baseline for variables to use when the page is just it needs general page interaction. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. I want to say page behaviors. The variables are initialized. It's complete initialization. This is like general functionality here. It's a good term for general functionality. See that I've never played the games. I heard a few things about the games before watching The Last of Us. Okay, same boat. Same boat. I don't know if I knew. I think I knew that. I think I knew what happens to Joel, but yeah. I mean, it's a good show, though. Rocking here. Actually, I don't know either. If I'm maybe is my code too small? That's one thing. I haven't even considered that. But I'll just leave it as is, and I'll reflect. I'll do some reflections post stream. Color pickers, color pickers handled, tooltips are handled. Kinda just wanna specify a bit of a block. Give a little bit of separation, you know what I'm saying? And then start. I want to say general. There's a JS function calls. Let's just do JS function calls start. We'll do a JS function calls end. Preview button, click,
start. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this is a long one because I got to do a lot of execution, right? Set up the preview button, click, and and there will be a button click for the generation of the alert too, right? I have to do a whole document generated. See, like I knew Joel dies, and Abby was the one to kill him, but I had no idea how it would happen. Yeah, like that's I think I was in the same boat. I was just now watching the show. I'm like, oh, it all makes sense. You know what I mean? But you kind of see scenes here and there from the game on social media, and then you see the show, and then whatever, right? But man, that was crazy. That blew my mind. I like Pedro Pascal. He's a good actor. Okay. General function calls start. Okay, so we have all that defined. All this is defined. The sound, we're not really using it, I don't think. I mean, I guess at this point we can get it. Because we're kind of... Why not? We should get everything. Message, template. Image. Layout. Let's get it all. Let's define it all. First section, right? What are we doing here? ID is just layout, alert image. Layout, alert image. What's the next one? Message template. Layout, alert, image, message template. There we go. Speaking of the Patreon alert, I'm pretty stoked. I've been getting for my chat, multi-stream chat overlay. I've gotten a couple buys on Patreon. So yeah, thanks to Patreon. It's a sick tool. Layout, image, message template, alert duration, text delay. Okay, all those are fine and defined and ready to rock. So this, I'll just choose sound, and then I don't know what the sound is. Section 3. Section 3. Right here. Input type is file. No. Oh, we need an ID here. But let's just do sound. We haven't done the sound element yet, but so we keep it straightforward. Preview alert, that's the button. We got the canvas, we got the... Am I crazy? What's going on here? Background color, the canvas background color, show user message, sound enabled, preview alert button. Okay, yeah, we're missing those. But outside of that, that and the animation piece, which I'll save the animation piece till the very end. Let's just set up the preview. Show user message, sound enabled, preview alert button. Sound toggle user message. user message toggle. Let's just go show user message toggle. Toggle user message is replaced with show user message toggle. Boom. Simple as that. Sound toggle. Okay, we got those two, and then we got preview button. Can we remember all that? That's the question. Three. Show user message toggle. Actually, we have that right there. Show user message toggle. This one is sound toggle. This one is preview btn button. And we're just gonna leave it the same. But this one, hold on. Yeah, okay, we'll do sound toggle. User message toggle. Yep. Okay, cool. So I think everything. This is covered. This is covered. This is covered. Oh yeah, I didn't demo this for you guys. It's just green heart again. Preview. Hype to be here. There's the user message toggle. I have to wrap this so that when I click preview and I want to do another preview quickly, it doesn't run the old preview like it's in its own thread, or like it's a shared thread that restarts, if that makes sense. Cooking. It's getting hot, man. Summer's around the corner. Gotta install my AC. Okay. So I think I got all these variables defined and set up nicely. So, but then we've got this alert duration label. This is fine. Alert duration, text delay, volume. Do I? No. Well, I can actually. I can just go boom. Basic settings, these two. Sound settings, section 3. Font settings, section 5. And this can be user message settings, section 6. Helps you kind of like chew it all up, if that makes sense. Chew it up, chew it down. Preview text.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Okay. That's fine though. If it gets it every time. Okay. Let's change this so that the font for the user message is adequately adjusted. We're going to need to take a peek into that. What's the name of the label, or the variable again? User message font. Okay, that makes sense. Let's take advantage of the selector. This should just be local to the function. Text. Technically, this could be a reusable function, but we'll just leave it as is for now. Message font size. This preview text. I need to take a look at that. Find. Oh, jeez, I should just scroll to this preview section because I got to take a look at. Oh shoot. There we go, section 2. Show user message toggle. Okay, that's preview button. Where's the preview? Preview canvas. Am I crazy? What the hell's going on here? Where's that code even being used? We might need to search for. Okay, hold on. Let's close this. Let's just do a preview text search. Preview text like that? No. Preview text like this. This might only be referential and. On the preview button, click. Yeah. Preview text. Okay. Preview user message text HTML. That's something different. That's legit got me stumped a little bit because I'm this is applying, but I'm like, where is it applying to? On the font selector change. Okay, you take the selected font and then you set it to font family for the text element, but is the text element defined yet? Like where? Hold on. There's a preview canvas text. No, but this whole preview canvas gets kind of swapped out. You know what I mean? That is weird. Where's the font family? If I look for family. Oops. Start at number 1. Those don't count. So number 7 is most important. If text, and set the font family. Selected font. Font selector change. Okay. That's right. That makes sense. But I don't think this is actually relevant on... because this is for when the function... It shouldn't be visible, right? It's not actively visible. And then this one, what is this one saying? Font size input. This is updating the font size label. So that makes sense. That actually makes sense. We're going to save this and we're going to see if it still works. So if we go here and we're going... Actually, hold on. Okay, Control-Shift-I is the inspector. Same as Firefox, I think. If we go here and we choose a file, let's choose the Sonic, our OG pink alert. We go... God, what were we testing? Font to be Comic Sans preview. It works because it's grabbing it. Is it not? Is it not grabbing it? Vote impact. Yeah, okay, so it changes on at least a local font, maybe not. Yeah, okay, so it is changing on... What is the ABZ? Is this ABZ font? Must be. I thought ABZ looked different. Are we sure? Okay. I guess. It looks so much like Comic Sans, doesn't it? Comic Sans. ABZ. Very kind of, I don't know. But okay, so it's working. So that means, yeah, it's not relevant in the initial context. It's set to what it's set upon selection, and then it tries to do it. So no need to worry about that. It's disposable. It's expendable code. Sylvester Stallone would say. Okay. Live for an hour 20. Not bad. Yeah, one of the things is I created this message variables piece so that we had some documentation that is relevant for the message template. And so I've got a little section that appears here, pop up. Do I need that in the code here? I feel like keeping it. Maybe I'll just put it at the bottom for now. Should we just reference? Reference, message variables, all that stuff at the bottom. Okay. This is good. What's up next? What is this? Okay. Image input. Okay, so we already have this. We don't need image input as its own thing. Oh wow, we're almost kind of wrapped on this piece. Let's fix this up though. We can do better than this. Image layout, image basic settings, section 1. So here's basic settings, section 1. We got these. What we're gonna do is we'll throw this in here. And then this can be replaced with just image because, yeah. I'm just gonna clear up the code. So the file that you upload. How did that... where are we? Okay. Basic settings, so you upload a file. Upon the change of the image, let's get the file. Let's print it out. If there's the file, then you store the variable for the uploaded file. And then const input URL, you grab the URL and maybe you can log that out too, actually. To image URL. See if there's image input. Is this down below? Yeah, this is down below. Okay. We haven't hit that function yet. Clean up there. I just want to see that that's didn't break anything. Let's do an inspection. Let's check out the console. Upload. Alright, well, we got the file details here. Beautiful. Image URL. Cool. Great. Let's change it again. Nice. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of cleanup and leveraging the variable declaration. These variables are scoped out. Okay. Hurt my neck the other day. I don't know. It's so hard, man. You get a little bit older, and then you just do something. Your body's out of whack. Feels like I'm 50. This used to be a one of my stream ending songs tracks. Yeah, there we go. We're starting. Dope. Lucidator. I wish Windows Media Player had an API. I could make a quick, like, what's streaming, like, or like a now playing alert. That'd be dope. So dope. But also, how many alerts do we need, right? Sometimes it's all about the content, which my PUBG content's been kicking off pretty good recently. I have to edit a video or two from my last PUBG stream. I got pretty good. I got like 6 or 7 kills in one game. I think that's my max. Maybe I've done like 8 before. I've definitely never hit 10. So that would be a personal best. I want to hit that record. Double digits in PUBG would be fun. Okay, so we've kind of cleaned up the code until this start button piece. Whoops. Been fine. I guess the question is when we consider all these items here, is there anything that's not functioning the way we would want it to? This text delay does work. It's just it's a little bit. Oh no, sorry, we got a reset here. And naturally we'll have some sort of animations tied in when we get real crazy and implement section 4 here, the animation settings. But till then, this is like a last. Like the functionality of this flushed out along with this applied. And then this is like second last to that. That would close out the preview elements. And then there's the alert generation piece. So it's a lot to do, but you know, you can see there's progress being made. So this is its own separate thing. This is good. This is good. These are good. But there's the clearing of the cache issue, I feel like, or the page load issue that I'd like to address at some point. I'll do this offline. Let's just get the font and text settings out of the way. That way I can kind of tackle this next, and then the caching sort of issue and the full-on refresh or initialization of the UI. And then it's the animations in the preview. Yeah. So let's do that. Do we have, is this all correct? Right, if we go and we say, this is Anton, this is Comic Sans, this is going to be 54, this is going to be like 22, this is going to be red, this is going to be like a gray, this is going to be green. And we're going to show the user message. Let's preview that. Okay. Did that do what we wanted it to do? Okay, the text color is not hooked up properly. And then the font might be off, actually. As well as the font size. Okay. So, text delay is 0. I think we're good on this front outside of font weight. But on user message settings, but then that's also, what is that? Where's that coming from? That's us making our fix, I think. My bad. Okay, so hold on. Let me adjust this from take a different mindset perspective from this. From a UI standpoint, when you click, you upload an image, the image details here, it can be referenced. You can do this, you can You update your text here, it'll be referenced. You can take a look at what variables are available. I guess technically I should just quickly update this to match the new variables that I have thus far from the Streamlabs dashboard. Placeholder will just be name followed. Value will just be name, well, just followed. Done. There we go. It's an alignment. I don't know how this will align or cascade. I'll have to map all these variables to something on the Streamer.Bot side. That makes sense. But when I adjust this, that adjusts. When I adjust this, that adjusts. So this is all like behaving properly. I adjust this, that adjusts right here, which is awesome. I upload a file, I'm sure that's good. Change this, that adjusts. I change this, that adjusts. Likewise. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. So I'm done with the... I've got the structure of the HTML, right? We're not worrying about that right now. There's changes to potentially be had. I'll clean this up. Right? Because what was that? What was that? That was the hex color thing. What did I do? What's different? That's not being used. I'll clean it up. Oh, sorry, actually, I should leave the label in. Text color, highlight color. Boom, boom, these are matching. Matchy. It's good. Mm-hmm. A lot of progress made on this next instance. Yeah, I know I should be using GitHub, but I'm just copying and pasting the next alert version, etc., etc. But yeah, GitHub would be a good idea. Next alert. Next HTML, but yeah, I don't know. What settings? Didn't need this, right? But we'll leave it in as commented out for now because we don't want to completely annihilate our past reference. Although we don't need it, so well, maybe we will need it. We don't. I don't know. Yeah, let's get rid of it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Keeping this dirty code. We don't need it. We don't need it. Let's get rid of it. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. So the page is fully initialized, and you can tweak and edit, and it will reflect properly and behave. Now it's simply a matter of on button click, which I can actually update this document.getID. No, I don't need that document. That's what I have is I have the button defined right here. So we'll go and we'll update that. Gosh, where were we? Preview button. All right, actually, at this point, we're going to create version 15. Yes, it's taken 15 iterations to get thus far. But, you know, you just got to understand that it takes time. Well, that worked. Okay. So, boom, boom. What was it? Control C, Control V. Let's
rename 15. Okay. And then we have version 14, all nice and snug. Man, there's been so many times when I'm working on a coding project, and like I'm in my mind, I'm like, if this code was lost right now, it's over. I wouldn't restart. It's gone forever. I just like, it's so good that repositories and computer redundancy and everything is up to snuff. Because man, if it wasn't, I don't know. I couldn't survive. I would be out of the profession. Find me a different career. Yeah. I'm 8:30. Okay. Man, starting to wane. Want a little quick chess match or something. Also going to get a refill. Volp, what's up, man? How's things? So, yeah, okay, so we've isolated that. We're straight up at the point where we're defining or cleaning up the preview canvas click functionality. When we click preview alert, I'm pretty happy with how this UI turned out though, thus far, right? I could show you the Streamlabs alert box tool, but this is definitely based off of that. But yeah, like, pretty solid. Well, just came back from the gym. How are you, bro? That's awesome, dude. I thought about, I was like, ooh, should I stream today or should I hit up the gym? But I rarely go in the evenings. I'm gonna go tomorrow morning before work. Yeah, that's good. Probably feel pumped up, feeling solid. I took a nap instead. Took a nap, and then I thought, oh, will I stream while I go to the gym? But then I was like, no, I'll get some work done. I'll do some streaming. Productivity stream. Work stream, dev stream. And here we are. So I'm feeling good about it. I'm making progress here, doing some code cleanup. Just going through everything I've developed thus far for this alert maker tool. It's basically just like an offline alert box creation tool that lets you set up your settings, preview the alert, and then eventually you'll be able to generate the alert into a Streamer.Bot friendly HTML file that'll leverage the Streamer.Bot code and API connections, integrations to via WebSockets in just that HTML file to display whatever alert you need based on a Streamer.Bot action, whatever that's triggered by, whether it's a follow, a sub, or whatever platform. So yeah, that's a lot to like digest, but I'm pretty sure what I just said makes sense. Well, that's pretty awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to just work through things, and it's cool actually if people jump in and they're like, oh, hey, I would do this or that, or like they have questions or whatever. But yeah, just doing some code cleanup now. We've got our variables initialized. And we've outlined the UI sections as well as what UI fields and UI components exist, and we've kind of grabbed them via the JS, created the JS variables for each section that's relevant, and then we've done sort of some interaction, JS interactive, implemented some JS interactive functionality in the back end here, so that like when we click on the background here, it updates this, all that fun stuff. Now that that's done, we have the page sort of initialized, right? And with that initialization and, you know, updating like the slider value and seeing a text update here, now it's just I got to click preview alert, and then we got to see the alert previewed here. And so this function, the on click of this button, that's the JS code we're working on next. Well, it's been a while since I read any HTML, but I still get some of the jargon. Yeah, I mean it definitely. You just need repetition, right? It's all about repetition and familiarity, right? Sometimes you remember this and that, but you forget other things. But luckily, with AI, the syntax is like readily available, right? You just ask it to create a simple example of a button like this with whatever CSS framework or whatever. I'm using Tailwind CSS, and it'll just throw it up there, and then you're like, okay, like either it's lacking or it's exactly what you need, and then you're on your way. You don't have to go to the documentation. Oh yeah, this is what I need in that tag, right? So much better. AI, that's the best thing about AI, is like eliminating that barrier, because that's like kind of like a minute to 2 minutes of your time, right? Like copy and paste the button example, or you're trying to scroll and reference what other, like the HTML syntax, and then you want to reference a framework classes for a CSS framework. But no, AI can just spit it out for you. Okay, so preview button click. So add event listener on click. Now we want to grab the variables again. So template. This is just a random name, one of my buddy's names. I'll delete it, clean it up. This didn't work. So I don't need this. I'm not actively using that. Well, so you don't have to bounce back and forth between style sheets. It does it for you. Well, like I'm here. Let me show you what I mean. Like I rarely use any custom styling. What I'm using Tailwind CSS. So I'll leverage like a style sheet framework, right? And like you can just quickly. So for example here. Oh wait, it's not showing. But you see like there's gradients here, for example. There's these card boxes and layouts and whatever. That's all accessible to you in this framework. So instead of like manually coding up a border to this image or whatever, or sections and a box or a card and that kind of all this layout and what have you, you just leverage a framework like this, and it'll really accelerate the process. Because you don't really, and you can go in here and you can see like there's padding examples, and you just use the class pad p-h, and that'll cause padding on all sides, and then you do padding top, padding bottom, right, left, padding X, padding Y. So you kind of learn a framework like that, and then you can just add these CSS classes as needed, and you can tell ChatGPT that you're building a web page with this framework, and it'll leverage and find these classes and kind of piece together a nice little layout for you or whatever, right? Yeah, it's super handy, because if you were to go in and like type margin dash left colon 4 pixels px in like a style field within the HTML tag, instead of just using the classes, that are defined by this framework, and you can define your own classes if you want to. But for the most part, like you do, especially for something that's like small and simple like this, like with my website, I might do something like that, right? If we're jumping onto the Reveriant website, I might try something like that. But like I, do a little bit of a slightly different drop shadow styling for this, subtle. But yeah, like nothing to, and then like, yeah, something here. But yeah. Okay. So where's this template used? That's the thing. Template replace. I want to just do message template. And I'm going to specify right there again. I don't think template was used anywhere else, right? This should be message template. Let's go up. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. Keep it consistent, right? Alert duration. Message template, duration. Now that we've chosen alert duration, text delay. Let's keep it the same, alert duration, text delay. But then we now need to go down and see where the duration was used. Duration. Printing out some variables here just to see what the hell's going on. Okay, that's good. Just a little cleanup. Well, it's amazing to see she's so in-depth and fancy. It's always fun seeing your friends do their job and seeing the serious side of them, if that makes sense. Yeah, man, no, that definitely does make sense. I guess this is a different side of things, right? Because normally I'm just like raging or having a good time and joking around and whatever while gaming. But yeah, no, this is just like my analytical sort of logic and curiosity side, I guess. So layout. Okay, layout. That's one thing too, though. I want to pop these up here in order, because I've done something similar where I've done the variable initialization start, but then actually, should I let me ask ChatGPT. It's been a while. If I have a button, a JS function to execute on button click, such as the following, should I create variables within its context, or use /pass in variables reference for HTML elements by ID, I'll just say. And then I'll just chunk it some examples, right? And then it'll tell me like I'll ask what's best practice. Let me use this one, for example, layout. And I throw in boom, boom, and boom. And I say what is best practice or considered better. Boom. Right? JavaScript scope, performance, and clarity. See, this is where like I'm learning things, right? And so best practice is cache once, use many times if applicable. The DOM element is static, hashtag layout, will not be removed or replaced. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I forgot. It is static in this context, but when you get onto complex websites, things are more dynamic, and so you might replace a whole section via Ajax or whatever, and in that instance, you'd potentially run into issues because the element would be defined initially on page load and then removed.
And so you need to do, with those AJAX calls, you need to do a refresh every time the function is re-upped, if that makes sense. But in this case, we can cache it once and use it. We just need to leverage it. So performance, get element by ID is fast, but repeatedly querying the DOM is slower than using a cache variable. And obviously this is kind of like, this is an offline tool to supplement streamers, so it's not like it has to be super optimized, but I'm just curious, right? I always like anything I put out there, I like it to be top notch. Like I want people to look at the code and be like, shit, this is solid. I can actually learn from it. I can read it. A non-coder, somebody that's not familiar with software development, can kind of go through and read it, or you know, an intermediate, the experienced individual. Performance, get element by IDs fast, but cache variable, readability. Yeah. Okay, so for readability, maintainability. Element may not exist when the script first loads. It may change dynamically out of replace. Functions are usable. Different elements in loop or using delegation. I think this works. But I guess I don't have to pass it in. I can just reference it. Like, just be like layout, you know? Let's take a look at that. I'm really kind of curious about that. If I don't define it here, does it still use the right layout? And I think it should work. So if I go here and I add my little purple heart Sonic, up the alert duration, click preview. Yeah, it shows the right code to execute, because I don't have these other layouts defined, so it's like a real a real different outcome. But it works. Okay. How's your Tuesday, man? How's things? How's the week thus far? Are you in the midst? How does that work? Are you because you're pretty active on the weekends, like on Friday nights, Saturdays. So are you you get all your buddies, or you start planning the weekend pretty early, right? Like, you know, like right now I'm imagining Tuesday night you've got everybody on call, texting them, group chats, active, getting the bars and the concerts going. Hanging out with some buddies on Thursday, so that'll be good. Buddy's birthday is, I think, on Friday, but that's his day off. Well, I'm just watching, still here, just following along. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, if you have any questions, jump out and ask, and like I'll try and guide you through to a full on web dev masterclass. Nah, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm confident in myself, but I don't want to show up like that. It's always a learning process. It's always like, I don't know. I feel confident in dev that I can literally do like anything. That's why, like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, like my day job, like it's good, but it's like I could be doing so much more interesting things when it comes to development. But then I struggle because it is hard to find a job. Like, you've been trying to find work or be given the opportunity to get into the industry of software development, and it's like, it's so, like, sometimes it's just like, give me a project to work on a couple days to solve or create some sort of a solution for you or whatever, as opposed to just like saying, this is my experience and this is blah blah blah. It's like, you can say that, but like, let's not have a long drawn out conversation about being an expert Googler, because that's what it is. It's kind of experience in Googling. And so, yeah, I don't know. The degree with which somebody has had like 5 years in a very specific part of the technology sector and can do something rapidly with regards to, let's say you're in game dev and you've been doing it for 5 years, and you know what you're doing when it comes to a task, and you can get it done within like 4 hours or something like that. The difference between that and somebody who's been doing development for 3 to 5 years in some other avenue, but has
got 6 months to a year game dev on the side or whatever, and can Google and do it in 8 hours, it's not that much of a difference. It really isn't that much of a difference. Because after 2 to 4 weeks, after a couple months, after 3 months, when it takes 2 to 4 years to develop a game, that individual is going to be right at the 5-year mark of the other guy. So it's like one has like 3 to 5 years and something completely different, and it's going to take them 6 months to get to where the 5-year guy is in that one sector. But there's all these things where like it's like employers want you like right out of the gate. Oh yeah, you got the like you're this is who you are. It's like, no, I've been doing this, but it's like, yeah, I can learn your shit pretty quickly. Like it's not an issue. That's the thing. It's like you're very versatile. You should be versatile. Well, I'm going to study some more on tech and go back to a garden variety job right now. It's more about experience right now. Yeah, for sure. My friend got her master's in cybersecurity and has 3 years doing SQL for a company. And the hiring process is still competitive AF for her. Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like, I got into a company that allowed me to like leverage like this like low code business process management stuff. But it's like, and I'm still there, but man, is it like, it's all just very, you got to find a company that's willing to, onboard you and teach you and get you, kind of open the door for you, right? Otherwise, you have to really kind of go through the ringer. And so, yeah, that's for me, that's where it's just like, oh no, I'd rather do a side project and just be like, here's what I've done, here's my background, take a look, as opposed to doing silly tests and whatever. Like, because I don't care to remember the syntax of any particular language. Like Google's good in their interviews that they let you choose for like 20 common languages to solve a similar problem, and then they ask you something like an example for what's the most efficient solution here or whatever, right? I went through one of those exams, but like I am in a super obscure sector that doesn't leverage that on the daily or on a regular. So like, even if I was using JavaScript, which I'm using here for these stream assets, or Python, which sometimes I'll write a script in, I don't use it enough to remember like all the syntax exactly without internet access. So it's just kind of silly, right? I Google things and then I solve it. Okay, so we got message template. We haven't defined message template yet, I don't think. So I will actually scroll back up. Where is it? Did we? Oh, we did. Layout, image, message template, alert duration, text delay. Yeah, okay, so we got them. Message template, alert duration, text delay. I guess we didn't do... preview text. Yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense. Well, that's interesting. For me, my approach has been more about learning languages and seeing the commonalities. Yeah, well, that's what I mean is, I mean that in a sense where the pseudocode, like you can write pseudocode to get something done. And then you have to assess what's the best tool or framework or language to do that in. Basically, what's popular and, what do you know and what's easy. But with AI, what you know doesn't really matter so much because you can just kind of but prior, for my movie database website, I was just using like a Laravel framework, which is a PHP framework. So PHP is the coding language. And then, it's web dev, so HTML, CSS, but I was using Bootstrap. So like Twitter's old CSS UI framework. I switched to Tailwind recently when I developed my game app website, the website for my game. And so I'm kind of in the midst of, I'm like, well, Tailwind is kind of newer. So it's a newer tool, so newer tech. I'm using that for this project. I'll integrate it into my old project. And so now that I'm doing these like stream assets, I'll use Tailwind instead of Bootstrap because it's kind of old. Bootstrap's a little older, and I feel like it's outdated. I don't know if it's updated as much, or I just like the Tailwind look better. But yeah, you learn, more time goes by, you learn to do the same thing with different languages, different syntax. But yeah, for me, I take the perspective of that approach of how would I solve this logically? What are the tools I should probably be using, or the platform that I should target? And then I go about it and I build it. And for me, I don't get so much bogged down like I feel companies do with regards to the actual language being used. It's more so the problem solving skill set and leveraging AI now, and just Google the tools of the internet, right? You should be able to do it. With that, you shouldn't have to know every little minute detail of a particular language and syntax, if that makes sense. That's just my perspective. Okay, so if I'm preview text, messages, templates, so replace. Yeah, no, so this makes sense. Every time we click, we want to get the preview text because it's going to be on a per click basis because that text could be changed. I think that works for me. And what we're doing right here is we're doing a regex expression where we're just replacing any characters that exist within this curly braces, so that basically match this. Yeah, that's the idea. But actually, no, text. Oh yeah, because we're replacing it with some actual HTML to inject, because we want this highlighted text class, because the highlighted text class has particular attributes such as color, and eventually it'll have so it has color, right? Sorry, this one's not applied yet. I need to execute the image piece. It'll have also, right? Because that's why I'm doing it, right? Because I could do something here like blah. Yeah. So it applies to more than just the one. Well, it's helpful coming from psych degrees and behavioral research. It's always a world of difference. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you can, like that's definitely true. Like it's I can't imagine, because I only took like 1 or 2 psych classes, probably just 1. But like, man, did I take 2? I'm trying to remember, because it's like it's been so long. But it's just like I think maybe I did, or I was definitely thinking about it. I either did just 1 and I was thinking about the second one, or I did 2. But like yeah, like it's tough to know, because there are like very different perspectives or mind frames to take, I guess, or viewpoints. I know all those mean the same thing. I'm just spitballing here. I'm rolling with it. But I always try and find the overlap too. I always try and find, like, I've said this so many times. I don't know if I've said this on stream a bunch, but it's just like, I was into music when I was like, I'm still into music, but I was into like playing music, writing music a little bit, but mostly like playing the guitar and stuff when I was younger. And, I was like struggling, and I was always trying to learn how to get better. And over time, I stopped playing on a regular basis, but I was able to, when I stepped away from that, I was able to pick up something else, or maybe focus more on software development.
And then, you know, you get older, you start, you know, doing your own stuff in terms of like adulting. You start cooking, you know, different dishes and whatever, adding different spices in and different elements and doing different things when you're prepping and you're cooking and you're baking and you're whatever. And you start to see the overlap of just how you kind of get more granular. You take a broad perspective, you slowly get more granular with regards to whatever it is you're working on, whether you're cooking dinner, whether you're playing a song, you know, and dissecting the scales and learning the riffs, or if you're coding, right? And you kind of see how all the pieces fall together. I was gonna say feces, not feces, but it's funnier that way. All the pieces fall together just like a puzzle. And so, yeah. That's my perspective on things. Okay, so we got the preview text. Show user message toggle. Is this sucker anywhere else? Is this sucker at the top? At the tippity top? Okay, we've defined it already. No need to define it again. Keep a little bit of a separation here. We've got all these. See, we tried to do this before. Font settings. This makes sense to keep. Selected font. Why is this font so... Is this used up top? That's weird. This should just be font, I think. I'm gonna go... Text color, highlight color. Not actively using those. So we adjust the preview text. What was on this sucker again? Get the selected font, so... Then we get the font size. Font user message, what is this sucker? I don't need to do this. I have the variable up here. That's the one thing, is I gotta remember all the variables and bring them down, bring them in. Well, psych is study of the mind. A lot of theorists have wildly different approaches to it. Freud believed life was determined by parental relationships. Jung believed in personality types, culture, and collective experience. It's more philosophical, unlike tech. Well, you know what's funny about that is I love where you're like all that stuff, what you're talking about. So like I've heard like Jordan Peterson, he talks about Jung and you know, I've heard about Freud, but it's not brought up so much nowadays. I don't know if people really like subscribe to those beliefs, but so much anyways. I think parental relationships definitely determine heavily determine life elements, but yeah, like I don't know, all that's philosophical stuff. I love that. I love like stoicism and that kind of thing, and there's just so much out there, right? So much to learn. Maybe I just copy this and leverage it for what I've developed thus far down in this function.
selected font. There's a font and there's a value. Message font selector. Font user message. Font, this is good. Selected font value. Do I need this font user message? What is this used in? Okay, I don't think that's used. So, redundancy. Selected font. And you're asking if the font has a value, then index into the value. Should I do these in front? I feel like I did it in front before, so I should do it now. So user message, selected font user message. I don't know. I'll just naming things is tough sometimes. There, now we're leveraging these variables. Text color. Well, I'm a hard determinist, and I think Freud did some great work. He was the first to notice and document defense mechanisms. But I think we're more than our relationship with mom and her dad. We're assholes too. That's interesting because I'm unaware of the defense mechanism element being attributed to Freud, but yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely a factor. We do have defense mechanisms for sure. But yeah, fuck, it's like it's such a rabbit hole because like, you think about Jung, Carl Jung, and personality types, and just like going down a rabbit hole of like people. Some people are just so different, and you notice you're just like, yeah, those personalities, they just don't jive. Or like those personalities are really cohesive, right? They just go together. Ooh, okay. See, this should just be preview canvas, right? I go Control F, canvas. Yeah, it's not going to change, I don't think, so I can just go remove this, scroll down, done. Image input, where does this go? I have to recreate this. No, this should be fine too. Comment this out and just use image. Still quite a bit of cleanup to do in this function, but I am actually leveraging some variables from up top, so I don't need to like reinitialize. So that's awesome. Get rid of this because I'm basically up to date. Selected font. This all sort of makes sense. I'm doing some initialization where it needs to be. So let's clean this up. I'm confident. I'm right. Although I don't know if I'm right on these naming conventions. That's got me confused. What do I want to do here, man? Whoa. Selected font, user message, font size, pixel, user message, selected font. No, I guess I'll leave it as is. Shit. All right, let's click save. Let's test it out. Latest version saved. Let's see that nothing's broken. Sonic purple, alert duration 7. Let's preview. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be working as expected. Well, Freud was a childhood genius, but an asshole. He kicked out a lot of people he trained for disagreeing. Jung invented a bunch of great concepts such as introverts and extroverts. That's a real good observation, though, huh? Like, from both sides, like the defense mechanisms, personalities, and just like not so much categorizing, but just like observation of seeing introverts, extroverts. It's so, because it's subtle, right? It's like anybody can need their personal space, as well as anybody can want to be in a social setting. But the distinction, subtle distinction of one person will experience a drain in energy, and and another person will experience a surplus. That to me is so interesting. Like psychology. Crazy. Yeah, man. Okay, so that seemed to work just fine. Save this. Wait, am I on the latest version? Oh, wait, what? Oh, maybe I'm on the old version. Ooh, uh-oh. My bad. Let's not get excited just yet. Let's not get excited just yet. Uh-oh, something broke. Message template replaces, not a function. Okay. My mistake. We were referencing an old version of the code. No new updates were being reflected when testing. So, there you go. Come across a mistake. Well, thanks for flattering my field. My degrees weren't useless after all. No, man. Like, your degree is... I mean, you could argue that it's one of the best degrees to have because it basically teaches you to just open your mind to awareness and help with processing certain situations. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you probably have a better chance of being present and calm and collected in a lot of situations when compared with others, right? I would love to be more knowledgeable and to be able to apply said knowledge in my life on the daily. I can often reflect like within a week or the month later on certain things and be like, I should make improvements in this way in my perspective. But it's not, I just don't have that background that you might have to facilitate such an outcome. So hopefully that's a pro to having like a psych degree, you know? Okay, we broke this. Let's fix it. Message replace. Oh, come on. Message template replace. That's why it's good to, you know, have find control F is total savior. So we're looking at 15. We're at version 15. And if we go to replace in here, we're on template. What is template? Template is, the value. The element plus the value. And so this is what we're having a complaint about here. Is right here, we're trying to do... I don't know if this is syntax safe, but we figured out what the issue is with this small piece. But this is just one small piece out of the whole thing. Whoa! What the hell? It's not supposed to look like that. Well, that's honestly true. It takes a while for my anger to come out. Learning about the brain made me more sympathetic to people too. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's like a super positive outcome from learning about that kind of stuff, and especially having a degree behind it. Like, just your ability to, I don't know, it's just next level. I think, anyway. I don't believe in free will anymore. After years of studying psych, it's so hard. It's hard to condemn people sometimes. But my God, are humans assholes? Yeah, yeah, man. I don't know. There's good, but it's like sometimes you're just like, I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's more easy to focus on the bad, but yeah, gosh, good gosh. Shit, this is like missing something. Fudge. We do, duration, text delay. Yeah. Layout. Yeah. I think we know what's wrong. I think. Template, duration, text delay, layout. So let's go further. Shit. Okay. Well, Bob's your freaking uncle, huh? It's the value indexing. That's the problem. That's value indexing. Oh, wait. Message font value. Font size. Preview canvas and style. Printouts here, text delay. This is the element though. This is not. That's the thing. Do I want to make it like text delay element? Oh,
Well, what browsers and search engines do you use, by the way? I'm still on. Now I kind of don't really use Google. I just use Google for something quick, but I'll use ChatGPT like 90% of the time. And then I will, or DeepSeek. I don't. Whatever. ChatGPT sometimes runs out of its free plan, so I'll use DeepSeek too. And then, yeah, Brave is my preferred browser right now. I still use Firefox for like work and stuff because I just kind of have all those settings set up. But Brave is so good. Just such a cohesive browser. It's got all its profiles set up. I don't know. I like it. I mean, Chrome is fine, whatever. Like most of the time, it's fine. Like sometimes there's privacy reasons to switch over. That's why I went from like, if you were ever using any other base browser, whether it was Internet Explorer back in the day, Edge, and then Chrome or Safari. Like if you're kind of across those, I moved to Firefox years ago because it's like a little bit more privacy driven. But then now I don't think so much. They've kind of shifted as a company a bit, from my understanding, and so now I just moved to Brave, and Brave's pretty solid. I'm sure Opera GX is good. Probably a lot of good browsers out there, but Brave seems to be the new hot one for anybody that's interested in just maintaining their privacy, online footprint, minimizing it, and all that kind of stuff. So I guess we can just do value right now, and in the future we'll update if we need to. Do some find and replace some intermediate save steps or whatever. Selected font value. The selected font is this one's required some already. Huh. It's tough because I want to keep a format here. Well, if I use DuckDuckGo and Brave, I don't know if Firefox became corrupt. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I use DuckDuckGo too a lot of the time. But yeah, it's just like the one where it's like I can search something on DuckDuckGo behind a VPN without having to like do a CAPTCHA like you have to do with Google. So we know what's up. We know what's up. We know the problem here. Save. Let's go. Selected font size PX, preview text, selected font, user message, font size PX, user message, text color, user message. Font value, SPX value. Do I need font size and font size? Fine. Leave it as is. these are not... Okay, so text... Let's go... Have to do this for some of these. Text delay value is text delay question mark and then dot value. And then we can throw it in here. Preview text wrapper. Oh, okay, yeah, that's another item to consider. Alert duration. Where's this sucker going? So right now, need to do this. Alert duration value. Alert duration. I think this will fix our preview thus far that we had issues with because we forgot about the indexing of the value of the HTML DOM element. Whereas now we have that back in place, at least for those key variables. So this is 15, version 15. Boom. No! Come on. Too bad. Okay. Preview text delay. Oh, text delay value. Gotta make sure preview text is correct. That's the thing is you gotta go through and you gotta shuffle through all this crap. Preview text element. Yeah, there's gonna be a decent amount of cleanup that we gotta do here. But I think overall the idea is correct. Shifting here. Unless one of those variables that we had previously really needs to be here. Preview text is here still, right? Yeah. Maybe it is just a matter of having something set to a wrong thing. It still goes through, but... That's showing up as null. I need more, that's one thing I was doing. I need to go through all the console log statements. Console.log. I need to make sure they all look like this. Because that just helps with debugging. And I didn't realize until I got a new debug statement from ChatGPT that I should just format it like this instead of separate lines and all that crazy stuff. Then I can leverage the awareness. Of what's what. And if something's null, I want to know what it is. So our debug code set up nicely. Right, this is, I was doing this instead of this, which is not as clean. Did I just copy that? Fuck that up. Oh, comma? Is that it?
Yeah. I love how coding is just so iterative. You know what I mean? Like, you will just go through the process, like, over and over and over. Right, save the latest version, cleaned up the console log statements. Click once. Okay, it looked like the image showed up that time when it might have not shown up before. Selected random user test message, that's null. But if I select it, how is it? Does it show up? Yep, this is a test user message. Okay, cool. That appeared, that worked. Message template, cool. Yeah, I might have to change these to like text delay EL for element, or something like that. Volp, watching you is making me hungry for some reason. That kind of happens, huh? You sit down and you're watching something, whether it's a stream or a show or whatever. Just kind of want to munch. You just, I don't know. Maybe it's a habit thing. I'm curious what the psychology says surrounding habits, like eating habits, or, just like like habitual routines. Whether it's like, on Monday I, clean the house, or on Wednesday I take out the trash. Speaking of which, tomorrow I take out damn trash. So, yeah, I'm curious about that kind of stuff too. But yeah, what are you thinking? What's the rumbling? What's going to satisfy the rumbling? Yeah, I made too many changes in between tests. I thought I was doing the tests properly, but I was on the wrong file version of it. So, yeah. Was it saying it's the default layout though? We don't need the default layout. Hell no. Hell no, man. Default layout. Yeah, this is not the one we want to show. So our switch statement here is off. That's what it is. If there's media HTML, which there is, yes, there is, because we're going into the image layout, but we're going into the default image layout. So what is switch layout? Image above. Oh, our layout value is off. Console.log layout. What's our layout value? Our layout value is this, when that is not it. It should be the value, the selected value. Beautiful. We found the spot. Layout value. And let's throw that into the mix. So this is layout. Switch layout value. How much you want to bet it works? Huh? Check it out. Twitch's purple heart. Let's give it a go. Ah! I mean, technically it did work. We are one step closer because we did change the layout type. But something else is off. Okay, one step closer, one step closer. Well, I want to eat a calzone, but my local pizzeria flipped me off. I ordered their 14-inch calzone, pulled out my tape measure, and then complained that it was only 10.5 inches.
Well, they told me that I was petty AF. What? Come on, that's not petty, man. That's not petty. If you're ordering from an Italian place and they give a measurement, pizza, calzone, they gotta abide. You can give a 1-inch leeway, but I mean, come on. Let's be serious here. What are we talking? This is business. We're doing business, and you tell me it's 14 inches. Better be, you know. Okay, one step closer. One step closer. What did we miss here? What did we miss? So now we're executing this code, but there must be something off about it. Text delay value. I think the text message, I think if we go quick, name just followed. Let's go add a bunch of more. Okay. Image above is being selected. Preview text is... But that's not actually going. The preview text is... The color isn't appearing properly. So we have to fix that. Well, my ex was with me and she started laughing and agreeing with the restaurant. What? I mean, I guess, right? I guess. That makes sense. Come on, you're just having like friendly jabs, right? I want to order another one because it tasted good, but it's not good to eat at a place you complain about. Oh, so you're having a moral dilemma, huh? Well, you can admit that it tastes good. The only thing that you have to kind of reconcile in my mind is whether or not the cost and the taste equate, you know, if they measure up, you know, because then you can forgo the fact that there's you know, sort of a incorrect description there, or, you know, expectations were set in a certain fashion, but maybe perhaps they're met based on taste. So it's still good, but you had an expectation for a different portion size, right? But you can still reconcile and be like, okay, well, you know, it is good, and I'm willing to spend the money despite that issue. Yeah, I'm giving you a way out, man. I mean, I have my favorite, like not that I'm not vegan, but like I have my favorite vegan place, and like I'll complain about them all the time. I'll still order. Like I've cooled it though. I've cooled my jets on that, because not the complaining part, but the ordering. Because, you know, sometimes it's like they have one cook, and other times it's like they have another cook, and one of them's good and one of them's bad, and it's like, damn, who am I getting today? and I got the bad one too many times in a row, or they changed the recipe or something. I'm like, did they change the recipe, or they doing things differently now? Because I don't like it. So yeah, I mean, I might order from them in a week or two. We'll see if because it's been like a month, I think, but I don't know if I get disappointed again. It's like, I think it's done. I want to order another one because sorry, I read that part. The chef is going to reconcile his balls across my food. Okay, yeah, that's fair, right? Hey, man, I get what you mean. I go, if they know you, if they got, oh, that guy, yeah, we know that guy. Yeah, one of my favorite burger places. Yes, one of my favorite burger places had one awful and one great cook. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's such a dilemma. It's like the worst thing ever. Can't. It's so hard to get over that. Oh gosh. Uh, I like this track. This is dope. Okay. Are these two different? What was preview text? Text element? That should just be preview text. Well, there you go. There's some of the this is some code that needs to be preview canvas, preview text, preview canvas. Where's preview canvas? Do I have that used elsewhere? Okay. Beautiful. That makes sense. What about preview text? And I need highlight color. For sure, next. Oh no, oh not singular. Okay, preview text makes sense. Bit about the preview text wrapper. Oh, does preview text need to be the value? Yeah, preview text needs to be the value. Is it the value? What's the preview text look like? Okay, preview text looks correct. Evolve, this music gives me Sonic vibes. Nice. Well, that's it's good to hear because like I'm a big Sonic fan, and so yeah. That's probably why I like that one. But maybe that's kind of my retro thing too. Synthwave is like retro gaming. But yeah, that definitely, yeah, that one was to live and die in L.A. from White Bad Audio. Yeah, that definitely had Sonic vibes written all over it. Oops, that's not one. Okay, wrong window. All right, that was it. That was it. Made massive progress. Okay, cool. Although setting color, what is this? Color. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We know what's wrong. We know what's wrong. Line 666. Whoa. Is that really the line that has the issue? That's not the line.
Textile.color. Is text color? Come on, guys. This, oh, it is that line. Oh my gosh. The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. Man, I haven't listened to Maiden in a long time. But I remember I went to an Iron Maiden concert and I loved it. Like, it was one of the best concerts I've been to. Definitely top 3. Just like great vibes. Like, it's just you know, I don't think I need to go see, well, I would go see them again actually. But it's like you could see them once and like just have that memory forever. Iron Maiden was that experience for me. I love Megadeth, but I can just go to a Megadeth concert, this one, that one. None of them were like, that was amazing. Even the Rust in Peace tour. I went on the Rust in Peace tour and it was great, but it's like, you know, I mean, Megadeth, I don't know. There's just something about it. Maybe it's just like, Megadeth has got a lot of great songs, but and they got a lot of songs too, a lot of albums, but I don't know, there's just something about like certain bands where it's like they have like those killer songs, man. Like they have a lot of good songs, but maybe Megadeth is steady here, but like Iron Maiden has a little bit more of a, you know, not down, but like lesser known, and you get into them, and then like more known, and then like just these bangers. I don't know, but maybe it's just because I listened to a ton of Megadeth back in the day, and you just get overloaded with it. Same thing with Winter Sun. Winter Sun's new album came out, and I love Winter Sun, but I was kind of over Time 2 in like a couple months. Like I listened to it solid for 2 months. I thought I was going to listen to it for 6 months straight. But after 2 months, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm done. Whereas like I listened to the first Winter Sun debut album and Time 1, like 2 years nonstop for each album. I don't know. Well, that's true. There's some bands I needed to only see once, like Deftones and Fall Out Boy. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like once is good enough. And you'll have that memory. I don't know. Where's this text color? I need text color value, don't I? Yeah, I do. Selected font. I'm not sure. Is it actually text color value, or is it? Let's take a look. See. Then we can adjust for the other ones. Doesn't look like it. That work? Or... oh. Sorry. I need to actually leverage that shit. And while we're at it, let's fix that. Heard this one a lot. I've used this in some YouTube videos before. Yeah. This is a dope track. Well, I'm surprised to see you had a heavy face. Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm out of it yet. I was just kidding. Physically or melodically? Yeah, I've been trying to hit the gym up, but anyways, that's besides the point. Tomorrow morning, going to the gym. Gotta get back into shape, man. I'm out of it so much, but yeah, I definitely had a heavy face.
I was into heavy metal for a long time, man. At least a decade, right? You know, when you're 14, you start to kind of branch out, and you're like listening to Metallica, and then you learn about Anthrax and Megadeth and Slayer, and then, you know, Slayer wasn't like, I was into a few Slayer songs, you know, before the rest of my gang kind of caught up to that, but then they just went all in on Slayer, and, you know, like I just never really went all in for certain bands. I was pretty selective on my growling vocals and stuff like that, but yeah, Megadeth and Winter Sun and Cypherum, or Cypherum, however it's pronounced. Amorphous is good, but it's like Amorphous. That's one band. Amorphous. I don't know if you've heard them. All these Finnish bands, they have like the widest reach in terms of like, or the wildest sort of like, their spectrum is like the widest spectrum out of any band I've ever known. They go so guttural, and then they go like clean rock, and it's just like, I prefer more of their clean stuff. Some of their like harsh vocals are like crazy. Well, that was a good joke. Thanks, man. It's going on the highlights for sure. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself, you know what I mean? You gotta poke fun. Okay. I think we're rocking with these updates. I think that's what did it. No? Okay. Text color value. Undefined setting color. Undefined setting color. Okay, well, let me take a look at the other code. It's beautiful thing about having a version, right? Previous version. Preview style. Text color. Let's go up. The latest one. What was the latest one? You just get the text color and you get the value, right? Okay, well, that's what I do here. Text color value is text color value. Did I do it? Is it outside of the function scope? No, it's in the function scope. Preview text. Is preview text changed? Well, that's weird. Maybe I'll just come up with some print statements. Well, I'm more into modern metal, like Lorna Shore, Kublai Khan, Lamb of God. Okay, Lamb of God, I've seen them a couple times. I think I saw them with Megadeth maybe once, or Children of Bodom once. It's devastating what happened with Children of Bodom, man. Bodom was good. I could jump into some Bodom. I could fuck with some Bodom, for sure. I had a Slayer face for a while. Those pits were spraying. Yeah, well, yeah, that's one thing, man. If you're into the mosh pits, like Lamb of God and Slayer and bands like that, like I'm more like chill vibes, and like I can enjoy like a Megadeth mosh, which is not remotely as intense as those other bands. I mean, Megadeth's great, and the speed metal, the thrash is great. It's right there. I mean, not many bands can compete, but when it comes to moshing and it's just that kind of vibe, it's different. Clean and super dirty vocals does bug me sometimes, especially when elongated death growls and squeals. Yeah, like for me, it's gotta be super. I don't know. I like the medium pitch. I don't like it when it's super low. You know, like, or like you gotta understand what you're saying, right? Yeah. But so yeah, like winter sun is that sweet spot for me. Preview text. What the hell is this in this version? This is defined. Oh, no. Message template value replace. This is right, though. And in this one, what is it? It's template, which is template.value. Is that the same? Yeah, it is. Well, this is weird. As far as I can tell, this is the same. It's leveraging the same, man. Text style dot color. Console. Actually, where is it? View text. Okay, let's give that our solid roundhouse kick. See what happens. Cannot set properties of undefined setting color, but there should be a setting of color. I guess I have to duplicate and load version 14, inspect, and then I gotta try and print out what preview looks like in that one. And that'll show me. Unless I'm doing it wrong because it's preview text element. But we'll see. Okay. So it's preview text versus preview text element. That's the all right, I understand. Subtle but important. Well, Lamb of God had the craziest injury ever I've ever seen in a pit. This girl was running in a circle pit while this guy was on the edge throwing kicks with steel toes. She didn't see it coming and her nose got knocked upward. Oh, that's brutal, man. Oh, that's one thing, dude. Like when you go into like the mosh pit and like somebody's, oh, that's so bad, man. I feel sorry for her. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, you got to keep that shit. Like that guy should be watching himself, man. He knows he's got his steel-toed boots. He doesn't want to get stepped on or whatever. So don't flail your feet up in the air. Know what I mean? It's like, what the hell, bro? So maybe I don't use preview text in this. I just use what's the preview text? Is it the message template? Is that the equivalent? No, the message template. Maybe I just need preview text value. And then I'll define preview text. And everything will be everything preview text will become preview text value. Let's go next. And let's go place, replace. Let's go next. Next. Let's replace, replace. And then this will just be preview text. I think that'll work. Preview text is non-existent in the main code. It only exists in the replacement preview HTML. Yeah. That should work. That should do it. Okay. Millionth time's the charm. Are we kidding? What's going on here? Did I mess one up? Something up somewhere. Oh, hold on. Does that exist yet? Oh, maybe it doesn't exist yet. Huh. Yeah, okay. This thing's gonna require some cleanup, for sure. Preview canvas, inner HTML, you set it, now you get the preview text, and then you say if there's preview text, you go about doing your business. Right. Very peculiar, very particular. Okay. So that is updating, but there is another hiccup somewhere. Text color value, selected font. That seems right. Oh, that's been. Preview canvas. Set timeout, preview canvas, inner HTML becomes nothing after alert duration value. Well, being a nerd is funny. I've been arguing with friends for a few days about if Thor or Hulk would win a death battle. Yeah, that's interesting, man. That's it. Yeah, no, yeah, it can be fun for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Say Batman wins that one. Fuck. Oh, okay, come on. Let's go. Oh, what's going on here? Alert duration. Let's go. Boom. It just clicks and it disappears, clicks and it disappears. So there must be something wrong with that alert duration value. Let's go. What's the alert duration value? You tell me. It's 7. So this thing should be rocking for 7 whole seconds. Huh. Well, everyone thinks Batman could beat God if he has prep time left. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be interesting. Although he's not, yeah, like Batman's got that lore about him, that aura, but it's like in the movies he's never been presented that way. Like he has yet to be presented as like some amazing detective that, I don't know, or at least his foes have yet to be presented as so, you know what I mean? Because people have only gotten the villain has to be really good, and then Batman has to be able to overcome the struggle and beat the villain, right? But I don't know. I mean, The Dark Knight was great, but like Christopher Nolan movies were good, but it's still not at that level where it's just like the Batman is. I guess that's like the final movie. If you did a series of Batman movies, somebody's doing a trilogy, the last one, Batman should just annihilate everybody because he's reached his max awesome detective level. And then from that point forward, he can only be in movies with other heroes that are struggling, and he just solves everything. Because that's kind of like his level. Well, the Arkham games and animated movies make him look like such a genius badass. Okay, I have to check those out. I haven't seen those. Yeah, I've heard about the Arkham games. Were we? Shit, man. So we got this layout. We're doing this layout. We're injecting it. Set timeout. What's the difference between these two? Canvas versus preview canvas. Ah, shit. Am I... Again, did I... Oh, it says duration. What is duration? Where's... Oh, is duration different? Let's take a look. So log duration. Ah. Alright. I think that's probably it. Alert duration value. That's it, my friend. Text delay and alert duration value. Let's pop these suckers to the new one. You want to be cautious. You can't be too jumpy bumpy. Parse int. I don't know exactly what it's doing with the parse int, but forget about it. I guess these are set already. I'm not going to do this question if it's applied. I'm gonna just apply this code. So parse int. Probably just doing like a. Ooh, I like the vibes of this one. Shit. I'm getting it from seconds to milliseconds. I like the vibe of this track. Yeah, this track is fucking awesome. It's called Violent Zombie Annihilation. Bed of Razors. Alert duration value is not defined. Did I fuck something up? Oh. dot value. It's working. It's working. Shooter. Can't wait until Happy Gilmore 2. Although I saw the trailer, it looked okay. I don't know. They really got to pull something off for it to be a worthy sequel, man. Like Happy Gilmore is just like one of those movies you just return to on like a day where you just, it's your day off. You know what I mean? You've done your shit for the week, personally, professionally. You just, you know, it's nice weather outside. You're having a good, positive time, and you're just thinking, what should I do today? Oh, you know what? I'll sit down and watch a great movie, an older movie. Happy Gilmore. Throw it on. Bulb, who's your favorite superhero? Favorite superhero? I would probably say... That's tough. I grew up watching Smallville. I really liked watching Clark Kent, Superman. I also really enjoy the Batman movies, like all of them. I grew up on those too. Like Jim Carrey's Riddler and I'm Batman. It was crazy. That was good. Love the Bale movies. I'm definitely more of a DC guy than I am a Marvel guy. But yeah, probably just Batman or Superman. Well, I remember wishing Adam Sandler could have answered those history questions right in Happy Gilmore 1. If you remember that scene. I'm trying to remember it. I don't know. I don't know if I remember the scene. And I remember a lot of scenes. Like, you've got Ben Stiller in there. It's like the abusive retirement home guy handler dude. So many great scenes, great quotable moments. Okay. But this is looking pretty sweet, right? Like, you've got your settings here. You adjust. You upload an image, whether it's like a web. So I was also working on some. I created this new alert here, which I'm pretty happy with. I'll show you the 100 bits alert. Tails coming in. He's dropping some bits. So I got made a little alert. I started doing some sprite animation. I animated Tails using A Sprite and A Sprite. I gotta get my mouth working properly here. I animated Tails using A Sprite, and then uses After Effects for these little bits alerts. But yeah, and then I created this little box, and then he's just dropping off some bits. So I got a couple other animations that I want to do. I'm coming up with ideas, and then I got to do a little bit of the sprite animation. But yeah, it's not it's interesting. You got the eyes moving, bouncing up and down a little bit, it's subtle, it's flying with the tail. Yeah, it's fun. I bought a sprite so I can do some animation, and then I'm just working on creating alerts. And then when I was creating alerts, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just create this alert maker thing. And so, full stack, full entertainment stack. Well, women have horoscopes, men have DC or Marvel. Yeah, that's right. So basically, like, you are this person, or this is you're good with finance. No, or you're good with capturing criminals, investigating things. Well, The Waterboy is my favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time. Yeah. I watched that one with my buddies for like the first time like a year ago. I had a couple of edibles. I need to watch it again though, because like I can't remember any of it, dude. Like that's the thing too, is like when you take some edibles and you watch a movie, it's like could be like an hour and a half, and that thing is over in 5 minutes in your mind. In my mind, whenever I take edibles and I watch a movie, I like sit down and I watch the movie, I'm like, it's already over. And I'm like, when are we watching the next movie? Like, let's watch it. Let's get like I could watch like 5 movies with my buddies in one session. Yeah, like it would be easy. Volp, you've done fine work. Thanks, man. Yeah. No, it's you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. I'm like, shit, you didn't do this, or shit, I wish I was this far ahead, or whatever. I want to get it done, make progress. But like Rome wasn't built in a day. You just got to take your time, and yeah, I love learning shit, man. It's fun. Oh, okay. So we still have to go through and further. So I kind of fixed these errors right here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to make a new version. And this time I'm going to continue on edits to this version. I'm going to trust that it's basically all working just fine. I'm going to update it. So if I update this to 17, it doesn't exist, which is good. This should be 16. Okay, so this is the latest version of the alert box. But yeah, I wasn't sure how the stream would go down, because I was like, oh, I'm going to have to switch. I'm going to be only on one monitor, right? Normally I have 2 monitors. I like demo. I test on the right side, and then I, you know, use like ChatGPT and like the coding on the one monitor, or whatever it is, right? But now I'm doing all 3 on the one. I got ChatGPT, I got the visual tests, and then I got the actual code. But it worked out just fine for the stream. Volp, I miss edibles. I've been drug-free all year. Wow, so I can focus more. I remember being so high, I'd see reptile aliens made out of light. Well, congrats, man. That's awesome. That's a great feat. Like, I think that if you're used to doing weed or anything like that for an extended period of time consistently, and then you get off of it, that's insane. Like, that's you testing your threshold to the limit, right? Like, I don't know if I could do that. I only ever do it like once every 3-4 months, you know. So if I was doing it on a daily or a weekly basis, I would struggle, I think. So that's awesome. Congrats to you for that. And yeah, I mean, congrats for being reptile free, for you know, not being able to see the aliens and the lights. You know, probably improved your life pretty good. Where are we at here, man? Yeah, 3.5 hours. Pretty good coding session. I think that I'll just take a quick peek and try and get a snapshot of where I'm at. We did. Sorry, he keeps jumping around. We got to the preview button click. We've got to split this up a little bit. The naming of these variables, like I said before, could be more consistent or aligned with what's above, but whatever, it works. We just got to comment on shit, code it up properly. So we create the image URL on 16, right? Let's keep it on 16. Oh, thanks. The aliens miss my jokes. Yeah, sure they do. Probably keeping a close eye on you. You know. Shit, what are we doing now? Oh god. Move this. And I really gotta try and break this down here. This is like initialize. I'll use DOM elements. Yeah, that's roughly what's happening here for most of these. There, and this is creating a yeah, it's a value. Although it's got HTML in it. I don't need to call that out. Text color user message. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. It should always have a value. Size px, okay. This can kind of go somewhere else because it's actually like doing a setting. What's the preview canvas? This is just implicitly setting it. Where do I want to put that somewhere? Okay, let's mark this. Random user message equals null. Show you message toggle if it's checked. Only assign a random message. Selected random message equals this. Yeah. What about you? Who's your favorite superhero? Curious. You're talking about, I mean, Wolverine is actually up there too. Wolverine's up there too. I know that's Marvel, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, Cyclops is great too. Like, okay, that's one thing. Is like, I'm a DC guy in general, but like the X-Men, that is like, that's all for me. For me, Marvel is kind of like down here, and then DC's up here, and X-Men's up here. So it's like those two. But I mean, like, obviously I know X-Men's Marvel, but you know what I mean? I feel like it's its own thing. I really like X-Men. Actually, I'm curious what came out first, Marvel or or X-Men or like DC, because it feels like the majority. I know a lot of them are rip-offs. Like Deadpool is a rip-off of Deathstroke. I'm pretty sure that's the facts, but and then so that's like Marvel taking from DC, and I'm sure DC's taking from Marvel. But I'm wondering if X-Men are like the whole, because X-Men, the vibe of X-Men makes me feel like it's DC, but I'm wondering if that's where Marvel's like, let's just recreate all of DC under this branch of X-Men, and like you've got Cyclops with the laser eyes and everything, you know. I don't. Well, a lot of DC and Marvel writers rip off each other. Yeah. Get random user message. And then preview updates, preview canvas updates, just generic. Don't I generate this? Is this the first one? Image URL. I generated this before. If there's a change of the image, you print out the image and then you create a URL. But is that consistent or reliable? I guess that's the question. Can I just use image URL? I don't know shit. Volp, X-Men was influenced by the civil rights movement. Magneto was influenced by Malcolm X. That's interesting. That actually makes sense now that I, am presented with that information. I can see that. Magneto was influenced by Malcolm X, which is why he has an extremist stance. Professor Xavier was influenced by Martin Luther King, which is why he advocates for understanding. Oh shit, that just blew my mind, bro. That's crazy. That's really awesome. Some characters are definitely rip-offs in X-Men. Deadpool was a rip-off, mainly Deathstroke, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. It's all very... Yeah, but that's cool. That's really cool. I didn't know that exact kind of correlation. That's sweet. What's the other one? Actually, if I just go here and I create this image URL at the top, that's what I need to do. What the heck am I thinking? All right, I'm going to make a lot of changes really quickly, rapidly, but I think we got it. Image URL. What we're going to do is the same thing that we were doing before, but we're going to just make it just empty string, right? And then what we're going to do right, this doesn't mess with what we're doing, right? Image URL. You can specify it there. That's not a problem. And then here we can just say image URL becomes whatever the else. We'll have this covered and we'll just say image URL gets set back to an empty value. And then we'll jump down to the next use of image URL. And we say, hey, let's just use image URL. We don't need this blob image URL. Actually, we don't even need to set it here. We clean up, clean house. We're learning, optimizing. All right, we're going to try and see if that change worked as we expected. Let's just try it now. Okay, we're going down a different execution path. That's fine. That's what we wanted. Let's go. Let's just do the Sonic ones. No image layout. Okay. Well, one of my favorite fun facts about comics is that the inventor of Wonder Woman made the lie detector test, which is why she has a lasso of truth. Interesting. He was also polygamous and had a wife and a live-in girlfriend who got along. My hero. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, man. That's very interesting. So he made the lie detector and then created a character that had a lasso of truth. Interesting. Wild, huh? There's something with the, well, that's interesting, man. What the hell? Contextually, it's like image change. When you change the image, you should be able to set the image URL. Doesn't it log the image URL? And what was the value? It says it's nothing. We're refreshing. Assignment to constant variable? Ooh. It's got to be a let, doesn't it? All right. I think that'll do it. Cool. It worked. Nice. He was also yeah. Okay, yeah, I read that part. Yeah, that's quite the situation to be in. You know, I feel like I don't know. You know what would be interesting is if you did a lie detector test on every single guy, or you took a sample pool, I guess. You could take a sample pool of dudes and just be like, if you could be in that sort of a situation, would you would you go for it? I guess it's whether you think you'd go for it versus whether you'd actually enjoy it and it would work is two different things. Or three different things. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to wrap things up, man. It is getting later. Later than I thought. But we'll leave a few quick comments here. Create a new version and then call it a day. We got to 3 hours 41. Pretty good. Yeah, so we got this random user message, we just write a note here and just be like, log variables, debugging. Capture some of these out of scope log variables. Some of these are, some of these comments definitely not needed, right? Yeah, clean that up. Not needed, not needed. Is my indexing off? It's weird how the... I'm going to ask ChatGPT this question. A lot of times I see HTML and header and body all at the same level. And I'm like, is that right? In HTML, should the HTML tag along with the head and body tags be at the same indentation? Yeah. No, okay, yeah, because I don't know. Just like copy and pasting code, but it's weird. It looks weird when you go to the end and you're trying to like tab. That looks better, right? You throw that in there. Itty witty bitty cleanup. But we're still down here and we're still commenting. Volpus, nice talking to you, man. Yeah, man. It's always a good time. And it's nice that we had the, like, I haven't played chess in a while, but it feels like one of those sessions, right? Where we're just kind of chilling, you know, having a nice little breeze and exchange. And yeah, lots of good conversation. That's true. Having two partners seems fun until you have to deal with all the emotion. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. If one partner is enough to destroy a man, then two, he's done. Got to have your wits about you. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. What is this one doing again? Text delay value. Oh. Text delay. Every time you just check to see if it's a message, if it's image generation, image. What's the terminology I want to do here? Image, video, or
image, handle, video or image, file types. Image preview. Video / image file types. This is more straightforward. Construct preview HTML. Media HTML. Else, whatever. Okay, so that's you constructing the preview HTML, and then this is, what is this? 1, 2, 3 // well, this can go into it. This is a little different though. 1, 2, 3 // yeah, leave a comment here. Update preview text. What is this? Timeout. Hide. Alert. Okay, so I think that's... I mean, have a lot of the code kind of construct and inject preview HTML. Family color. Actually, I'll be able to read that out. Logging some variables. Getting particular about spaces and all that stuff. New lines. Spacing, I guess I should say. Alright, let's save it. Call it a day. 716 lines of code. All the way from... Actually, we condensed it. 747. That's good. Okay, rename. Lots of progress. We cleaned things up. Whoa, screen's looking pretty yellow on stream. I got that nighttime thing. It's getting late, so that's what that is. All right.
Well, I appreciate you tuning in, man. First productivity stream, work stream. It's been good. We'll do some other. We'll continue this work, and then we'll do whatever assets that come to mind for us in terms of stream resources and tools and stuff. But probably shift after this to doing like just broad apps. Could do a dating app on stream. That would be kind of cool. And potentially just like working on game dev for Variant. Got to get that going. Really rocking. So appreciate you jumping in, man. And it was great chatting. And Steely, you jumped in, and it was great talking to you, catching up. And yeah, keep it up with all the schoolwork and everything. And busy. Everybody's busy. But hey, we're making progress. And I got a feeling 2025 is going to be pretty awesome year. So I'll catch you guys next week, or I guess Saturday, because we're hopefully streaming more than once a week now. All right, peace out, Volt.